Alright, what's going on guys? Quickly before the video starts, I just want to give you guys a little heads up of what this video is going to be like and why I'm making this video. Normally on this channel I do the funny, shooting highlights with the boys, with my friends and all that kind of stuff. But, obviously this is a tutorial video, like this isn't the same as that content. And if you're new here, you might be as a little confused as to what I'm talking about. Well, if you take a look at my channel, you'll see all kinds of videos where I play games with my friends, Netflix with my friends, all kinds of gaming content, other stuff like that. Now, this on the other hand is going to be a tutorial video for Minecraft Modded. Now, I thought of making videos like this before just to help people out or for new viewers, just to breach out a new content area. Now, this is the first video I'm going to make of it. I'll obviously try and get better at it. And if, you guys have any suggestions for me, obviously leave those down in the comments or let me know what you guys think by liking and subbing. But really fast, I'm just going to show you guys how to make a refined storage system, the most basic kind in my opinion, just to get you guys started and to get it up and running for people that have never done it before. Now I'm going to be using Sky Factory 3 to make my refined storage system on, and I've played this pack a lot. I definitely recommend it if anyone's ever actually played it before. It's kind of a really fun pack, especially if you're playing with friends. Now to get us started, these are definitely the most basic things you will need to get your refined storage system started. So over here you have the controller, the crafting grid, or just the normal grid. Now I definitely recommend the crafting grid because it is essential to anything if you want to just quickly craft items from your NEI. So after the crafting grid, we have the disk drive, and I recommend having at least a few, it's not necessary, but having a few solderers just to make it a quicker process, and you'll need some refined storage cable. Now, as well as you'll need some kind of power source. It doesn't really necessarily matter what kind of power source it is, especially if you're playing like a bigger pack. There's multiple different sources of power. And for this one, I'm just using a Nether Star generator from Simple Generators. It's just, and this is a really high tier one. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just to show you guys a purpose, and it's really small generated power. It's just one block, so it'll make it easier for you guys. Over here in this chest, we're going to have a few more items that I'm going to use just to help you guys make these drives pretty much, which is what you're actually going to be storing your items in, but we'll get into that in just a second. Now, once you get these 5 items crafted here, these 5 essential ones that I'd say for sure, when it comes to the cables, you don't need a stack, obviously, right at this moment anyway, but I would definitely try to get at least just a handful just so you can set up the basic equipment that you have here. So then once you have all these items, you're going to go ahead and take them over to your power source here. Now with this generator generates outputs power on all sides of it. So basically if I put it on top, left, right, behind, doesn't really matter. It will give power to this controller just like that. So now it's lighting up, and that's how you know it's getting power to it. This will essentially power all your other equipment that you have. So from here you can just start placing things in areas that you want to start to power them. I mean, I typically put my grid up there, maybe the solder here, and then you want to put the disk drive right there. Now these all should be connected just because they're all touching each other, so you don't necessarily need these cables right now unless you wanted to separate them out from each other like this. Like say you want them to be a little bit apart from each other, you put this cable right here, you put the disk drive right there, and then those are connected. For this video's sake, I'll just just do it how I normally do it, just keep them together like this, and then the disk drive there we go. So these 4 things right here are usually the most essential things you need when getting started in refined storage. Now, typically when I start out refined storage, I try to start it in my packs essentially pretty early. So I'm going to assume you guys are pretty early in the game, and even if you aren't and you just don't know how to set up refined storage and you have the resources for high storage units, that's up to you guys. It's pretty self-explanatory after the first few I'm going to show you, but that's just completely up to you if you guys want to make those units after I show you how to make these first 2. So basically in this disk drive you can hold 8 disks in here, and basing on these storage disk sizes is basically essentially telling you how many items you can obviously hold per disk in the slots. So if I have a 1K storage disk in here and I have it in this one slot, I can have 1,000 items in this one disk, and it will all store it digitally onto there. I definitely recommend 1Ks and 4Ks starting out, and if you guys are pretty deep in your pack and you have a lot of resources, or even if you just want to start to progress towards 16 and 64K, that's definitely an option too. But I'm just going to show you how to use the 1 and 4K for this video. So for the 1K storage drive, you need to come in here, you need 2 pieces of glass, 3 pieces of redstone, 3 pieces of quartz enriched iron, and 1K storage part. Now for the 1K storage part, you can use 4 silicone, 3 glass, 1 redstone, and 1 quartz enriched iron, but I'm using the refined storage silicone just to make it easier for you guys. Now with refined storage silicone, you obviously only just need to smelt down some quartz and it'll make silicone for you guys. Now once you guys have all your items gathered, you can just come up here to your NEI or whatever you're using, or just know that this is the recipe for it. Obviously for your 1K storage part, you want to make this first. Let's just make 2 of these real fast for you guys. Now once you have the 1K storage parts, you want to come over here to the 1K storage discs, and you can just make 2 of these, or however many you guys want, you know, obviously from the resources you guys gather. And man, like that. Now once you guys have your 1K storage disk drive, all you want to do is come over to your disk drive over here, and then you can plop them in there, and then every one of these can hold 1,000 items. So essentially if I come over to my grid over here and I just store my stuff in there, boom, it's getting stored in this drive right here, 286 items, just like that. It's easily being stored in there. Now, if you guys want to go a little bigger and make the 4K drives, you're going to need basically the same amount of stuff. However, you're going to need 3 of these 1K storage parts and 4 basic processors. Now, once you get into 4K storage, that is where the processors start to come in, and that is essentially where this solderer comes in. So if you go into here and you look up how to make the basic processor for the 4K drives, it takes a printed basic processor, 1 redstone, and 1 printed silicon. It is just 1 iron in the solderer, or you can even smelt it down, whichever you think is easier. I'm actually going to smelt it real fast since I have this really fast furnace. This is essentially just a normal furnace, but it just does it way faster. Now that we have these, what we need now is we need to get printed silicon, and that just comes from either smelting silicon and, you know, or putting it in the solder, you know, basically same as the iron. So we're going to put some silicon in here and wait for it to be done smelting. My fucking game crashed. I was literally... Now, once you guys have your printed silicon, your redstone, and your printed basic processors, essentially all you want to do is go over here and put it in the solder like this, and it's going to slowly make these basic processors for you guys. And then you're going to use these basic processors to help make your 4K storage part. Now, once you guys have your basic processors, you want to go on and head over to your crafting table, and you want to go ahead and look up again your 4K storage part. Now, once you get your 4K storage part pulled up, you see that you need 1K storage, 3 1K storage parts to make this as well. You can just go ahead and make those 3K storage parts with the resources you gathered earlier. Now, with these 3K storage parts, you just want to go back and go over to the 4K storage part, and you should have everything needed in your crafting inventory already. So if you do, you go ahead and just shift click on the plus. Now that you have the 4K storage part, you just go on and head over to the disk. Same thing, shift plus. Now you have the 4K storage part. Go ahead and plop it on into your disk drive, and then this disk drive can obviously hold 4,000 items and so on. So guys, that's basically the essential loadout you need to set up a refined storage system quick and fast. There's obviously a lot more to them if you guys wanted to set up 16K, 64K, and so on. Or if you even just wanted to set up multiple disk drives, you can set up a bunch of these. You can have a bunch of solders set up, speed upgrades, etc. If you guys want me to go more in detail into refined storage and show you guys how to set up, you know, auto crafting or auto importing, auto exporting, etc., you guys let me know. That's basically the essential starter pack for refined storage. You know, you have your basic storage here. It's not the best, obviously, but you know, it's very basic. Like I said, you know, you could fill this whole thing up with 1Ks, 4Ks, especially if you're just starting out, and you can obviously just store your items easy. Definitely 100% beats chests or even iron chests, you know, if you use that mod as well. But yeah, guys, that's essentially it for this tutorial. Let me know if you guys like this I can't say But yeah, guys, that was it for this tutorial. It was quick and fast and easy, and it was basically the essentials you need to set up for refined storage. It was nothing crazy, but with those 4 basic components back there, you'd essentially have everything you need to essentially start refined storage. And don't forget, guys, let me know down below, or by a like or by subbing, if you guys really enjoy this type of video, or if you guys want to see more, if you guys want me to do more tutorials. And you, of course, can always let me know down below different tutorials you guys want to see, what mods, what mod packs, and etc. But besides that, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.